numbers she was alluding to with Larry Sabato. Larry's the director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. And it's interesting, especially on immigration, which we get into in detail. Right here on the tablet, I'll pop up just the approval averages and the trends. To Kelly's point, they've been going, from the president's point of view at least, in what he would describe as the wrong direction. When you got approval basically going down and disapproval going up, and you're meeting there at 45, 53, you're underwater, as they say. So that's not great. And does any of it surprise you? Like I said, to me, maybe the immigration numbers a little bit, you would think for Trump especially, would be stronger, but they've been kind of sinking as well.
Well, let's remember, polls go up and polls go down, just like the stock market.
Sure.
Give it a month, give it 2 months, who knows where the polls are going to be. And the only poll that mattered occurred last early November. So this is window dressing in a sense. I tell you when these poll ratings matter. It's when White Houses panic and decide they should matter. And I don't really think the Trump White House cares all that much one way or the other. As far as immigration is concerned, it is still higher than most of the other issue categories. But generally, when people are alienated from a president or angry at him for some reason or another, everything tends to drop at least a little, sometimes more than a little. So that's why immigration has dropped too. But it's still a popular item on the president's agenda relatively.
Now, no, those are all good points. On the screen here, I have the approval ratings following the first 100 days compared to other presidents. Sometimes you get what people talk about as a honeymoon period. But Clinton was at 55, Bush 62, Obama had good numbers there in the mid-60s. Trump won 41, okay, and Biden was higher at 57 coming out of Trump won. Again, those are overall numbers. The place where Trump's getting hit right now appears to be with the middle-of-the-road voters, who we like to think make up a pretty good portion of our audience here at NewsNation, the independent-minded people. Independents have been, that's been a rough number here. I was just looking at some numbers this morning in the 30s.
Yeah, that's their biggest problem, no question, because Republicans aren't going to move. They solidly support Trump. They've dropped a few points, but it's still in the 80s or even low 90s. Democrats are never going to be with Trump. It really doesn't matter. They're at about 5% support. It's the independents who will decide whether Trump gets more popular or less popular or stays where he is, which isn't very good in terms of polling. But how much does it matter? If it mattered, Joe Biden would be in his second term.
Right. Early on. It could matter, I guess, midterm-wise, right? By the time you get to that, which we got a ways to go.
Yes, it will matter in the midterms, particularly in the House. Yeah. The Senate is another animal entirely.
Do you have any thoughts? I wonder if are you staying late at work tonight to watch the Canadian results come in? You know,
yes.
We're going to talk about it in our next section. I figured a guy like you, any election, you're following the ball. So
and Australia after this. Don't forget about Australia.
Of course. No, but this one's Trump. I mean, Trump seems to be the big issue up there. Is that true?
Absolutely. If you had asked me at the beginning of the year whether the liberals stood any chance at all of having another term, I would have said no and been wrong. Clearly, they're the front runners. The only real question is whether they get a majority of the seats or have a minority government. And it is all due to Donald Trump. I think he recognizes that, although he made the situation worse for the conservatives today by posting that crazy 51st state again. You know, they are really insulted by this. I have friends in Canada. They mention that even more than the tariffs. They're really insulted by it, and you can't blame them.
We're going to go up and talk to a reporter up there and get a sense of what people think in a few minutes. All right, Larry, enjoy it tonight, right? Any election.
Any election.
And if I don't speak to you before Australia, enjoy that too. Larry Sabato with us from the University.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.